Hello there. I'm just trying to get set up. Hi, hello, Aaron, Nemo, Tinguish, and Tabby. How are you doing? Let me see. My gosh, why am I so, white right now? Okay. How are you guys doing? Okay, yeah, I'm doing all right, Aaron. Let me see if oh gosh, it's so weird to trying to figure out how. Stream manager, there we go. Okay, I need to figure out what is going on. Why is StreamerBot not? YouTube, come on. Anyway, I'm just kind of working on how do I want to ask you guys because I am not able to figure this out. I'm not able to actually hear this myself, but is my audio synced up properly? For some reason I can't actually, no matter what I try, I can't get that. I can't actually get an accurate playback of my own video. Not quite? What do you mean not quite? Slightly late? Is it enough to be like a problem? Okay, I think, let me go change this setting. Is that better? Or worse? I don't know if that's actually it's going to cause a problem. Or did it change at all? Okay, let me. Oh, for. How about now? Which one was worse? Okay. Okay. Where uh, how am I sounding? How is it looking right now? Is my question. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. I need to I don't know if I can actually the thing is like I tried the way I have my stuff set up, like I will try to play back the recording and it'll be like really seriously off. But it seems like that's an artifact of okay. It's worse now? Okay. How does it sound now? Testing. Okay. I can't do this. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to quickly do a test recording so that I can you guys might hear something very weird. Oh no. Ria's calling. Ria's calling me. Ria's calling me.
Copy, where are you?
Okay, this is going to sound a little bit wild for just a second, but I really am annoyed by testing 1 2 3 testing. Okay. Now, wait, this needs to be testing 1 2 3 testing. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing. Okay. So, that should be perfect. Okay. Let's just get into it. Hopefully I am sounding all right. I cannot, I've had so many problems this morning setting up. Believe it or not, I updated Logitune, which helps me do like settings on my camera. And my computer just started to keep crashing, and I eventually had to uninstall it. That's not ideal. And now I'm, why is StreamerBot not updating? Uh-huh. Hello, Logan. I am just trying to... And now I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my, okay. What? Platforms. YouTube. What? Account. Aha. There we go. There we go. Okay. Hopefully everything will work and you guys will start seeing your chat messages pop up on the screen. Yeah. So we're doing a special episode today. Apologies for the late start. I just had some technical issues to do, but let's go. We are doing so. Just to give a general idea of what we're talking about here, why I'm doing this special. So, if we look at the D&D spells, let's go to D&D Beyond. One of the things about D&D spells, they have different casting times, right? Well, most of them have a casting time of like one action, which would be, several seconds. 1 minute. Then there's 10 minutes. There's also sub actions when there's bonus actions, reactions. Those are all fine. That's you do a few words or one sentence for those things. 1 minute, I do a little bit more involved, maybe a couplet, maybe a fuller poem. 10 minutes, I do like about 4 lines. I'm assuming that part of that casting time is like set up when you're doing 10 minutes or more. But then you have casting times of 1 hour, which Find Familiar has a casting time of 1 hour. Let's go take a look at... I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for this because this should make it into the SRD. But so it has a casting time of 1 hour, verbal somatic material, right? And so when it has a casting time of 1 hour, I'm not going to write an hour worth of dialogue, to be clear, or an hour long monologue, to be clear, because that seems excessive. You can sort of assume that part of the casting time is setting up, lighting your incense, doing all these things. Maybe you draw a magic circle, those kinds of things. But it doesn't imply a more significant ritual. The other thing about Find Familiar Yeah, you could have like a mantra that you're repeating over and over too, Aaron. That's definitely an option that I might be going with. So my my and partly this is inspired. I linked to this earlier by a video by Monarch's Factory, where so Monarch's Factory, the channel of Dale Kingsmill, years ago, where she created a find familiar ritual of her own, that was very flavorful and had a lot of like stuff going on with it, right? So I am going to write a ritual that uses Ndăkaga, lots of Ndăkaga incantations, because that's what this channel is about, for find familiar. And I don't know if I'm going to get this done in one session. It might take a couple of sessions, especially since the first 15 minutes of this was me like doing technical issues for myself. But here we have my notes on this. So a few things to start out with, outlining what we need. This is all taken from the spell description. We always read the spell description before we do any of this. These are sort of key points that I pulled out, so I wouldn't be just reading the whole description on screen, because it's kind of long. So there are, first of all, the animal forms. Now, find familiar as the wizard spell. Yeah, Nemo. The thing is, like, I'm kind of going to, and I'll explain the differences, but I'm going to be going by the 2024 rules. And the 2024 SRD is not out yet. So I don't know if, so like, I'm assuming that the Find Familiar spell that's on D&D Beyond for 2024 is going to be in the SRD. But, but in the 2014 rules, you had a set list of animals, which this is basically in line with what it's been at least since third edition 3.5. So yeah, but free rules in SRD might be different. And I remember, I think in third edition even, familiars were a class feature of wizards. It wasn't even a spell, and then they changed it to be a spell, which is interesting. I think to give other classes a chance to get it. But here we have this. It was a set list. 2024 rules are interesting in that, okay, you still have mostly the same list. We'll talk about the poisonous snake is not there anymore. But also they have a note, another beast that has a challenge rating of 0. So in the 2024 rules, it's much more wide open, and I kind of like that better, is because I'm sure a lot of people played it that way anyway, that they just said whatever beast form it takes, it can take anything. So like, this is the situation. The other thing is, your familiar is not actually a beast. It is taking the form of a beast, but is actually a celestial, a fiend, or a fae. So I have pulled together my terms, the terms that I have for those three creature types in Ndăkaga and their home plane. So the creature, so celestials are kitekeu, that's just over beings above, right? Fiends are YU, evil beings. And then Fae, so the term I have for Fae, and this is the first thing I might actually have to coin a new word in the language for this, because the current term that I have for Fae is Engiba Apugeu, which literally means exchanger of names. Right? This is the active participle. This is this of to exchange. This is name. They exchange toward names. They exchange names, right? The thing is, I don't know if the kind of Fey creature you are summoning really fits that, right? This is not like a human-sized fairy that is actually going to steal names and stuff. So maybe for like smaller Fey spirits, I make a new word and use that word if I need it. I don't know that I'm going to need it though. Okay? And then the plane, their home plane, so Insrafkit Fe'aif, the land above the dream, Insraf Fa Fe'aif is the land below the dream. Those are straightforward. And then Apgefu is fairy. It's an older term. It comes from a verb that means to face. But now has changed to mean like exchange. So it originally meant like the facing world, because it's the Feywild is like a reflection. Now, another thing, warlocks have Pact of the Chain, and they get different things, and this list is expanded in 2024. Originally it was Imp, Pseudo-Dragon, Quasit, and Sprite, right? So Beast is a creature type. So if we actually click on this Beast with a challenge rating of 0, you get all kinds of these things, right? And they're mostly smaller things. Apparently deer is one, right? But these are all, like, if you look at the Beast is the creature type here. So the Beast, it basically is D&D's term for regular Earth animals. With some exceptions. I think that there might be some fantasy creatures that are still beasts, like maybe are owlbears beasts, or are they like monstrous beasts or something? Yeah. Yeah, it's well, so that's the thing. There are hundreds of beasts with a challenge rating of 0. Because here's the thing, like these things, so there's like 4 pages on D&D Beyond. Oh, you can have a spider familiar. That would be great. But even that, you can make whatever animal you want, right? That you can make any animal in and do a stat block of it and call it a beast and give it challenge rating 0. It would have to be usually a small animal that doesn't pose much of a threat to humans. I don't know why vulture is challenge rating 0, but that's weird. There's a fantasy creature, cranium rats, but I'm not worried about that because that's from a supplement. Weasel familiars would be cool. Otter familiars would be cool. Definitely. But So that's one thing. I'm not going to worry about Pact of the Chain stuff because I think that Pact of the Chain Find Familiar is a different ritual to me. Now, I do warlock spells in addition to sorcerer and wizard spells for Ndăkaga because I'm assuming that warlocks can just use whatever magical language. However, I'm not super concerned about it for people. I'm not super concerned about it for this particular like Find Familiar spell because I think that most warlocks will not be using Draconic. I think that warlocks will usually use the language of their patron. And then when I do like Sylvan, I'm working on Sylvan right now. Warlocks can have a Fey patron, so they might use Sylvan. Maybe I will do a special Find Familiar for Fey aligned warlocks. Not super likely that they would use Draconic. Because there's probably some supplement somewhere that has a dragon patron, but it's not like the most common thing, right? Yeah. Yeah. But moving here, so you could have any beast. I am not going to go through and try to make a word for every animal because that's a lot of work, and I might do things in the spell. Okay, so, and I originally had a bunch of notes from the Monarch's Factory video here, but the one thing I will steal from that, so Monarch's Factory. So one thing that she did was divided the animals into 3 categories. So she had feathers, fur, and scales. And these are like vibes because there are definitely animals that won't fit into those categories, right? A dragon patron would be cool, Aaron. It would have to be almost like a dragon god or something like, no, not necessarily god, because warlock patrons are not usually gods, but maybe an ancient dragon. It used to be that one of the sources of power for a warlock, for a sorcerer before they had warlocks, was you made a deal with a dragon, right? So you could pull that in as a warlock patron and do something cool with it. But anyway, this is cool. These particular categories will not work for me because Ndăkaga does not distinguish between feathers and fur. It's the same word. And yes, I could add a qualifier, but it would be better if I made my own categories that worked with the language. So I've been brainstorming. I kind of want to keep it to 3 categories. But I'm sort of thinking about, okay, so how to divide up the animals. I was thinking like not skin coverings, but like other bits of anatomy would work better for me. So we can think about, so things that I was thinking about. Wings, feet, talons. Now this is interesting because foot So a non-grasping foot is bow, right? Which the core meaning of that is foot, but it extends to any non-grasping appendage, a non-grasping limb, not appendage, but limb, right? Whereas talons, aigre, means talon, or it can also refer to human hands, right? So that would be interesting. You could put a bunch of like birds in the same category as monkeys, right? Wings is I thought about fins. The thing is, like, do we want to have, nobody's going to choose fins, right? I mean, unless they are in a very specific campaign, players are not going to want a fish familiar, right? Yeah, it's definitely going to be like folk taxonomy stuff. We can also have stuff like tail. These are all things that we can be considering. I kind of like this idea of like feet and talons being two, right? But I feel like we want to have three categories, and I'm just struggling at what that third category should be. Yeah, I mean, yes, Tinguish, it's fantasy land, so we could have like a flying fish. Oh, I don't have my stuff. Okay, so I can see stuff there. So that's where I'm at on that. I have to think a little bit. Now, there's the thing that I have like the split idea of like limbless. Yeah. Maybe tail can be used for, so amba, right? And then that could be used for snakes and fish, right? So that's a possibility. We could go with like Beo, Egre, and Amba, right? As our three categories. There's sort of a weird thing in that dragons themselves have a long balanced tail and talons, which is kind of a, like, you could see it as like a wrench in here. But it's not. But it's sort of like how yeah, so Nemo, I'm not going to worry about pseudo dragons. So just to expand on what I was saying before, so we have the Pact of the Chain here. I think this is a different ritual, and the difference here is for a wizard or sorcerer casting Find Familiar, what they're doing is they're casting out to the planes. They're going to summon something into a circle or something, and then bind that spirit to themselves. It's kind of their own thing. Yeah. So, and then, but Pact of the Chain is different. Pact of the Chain to me is you are a warlock. You are making contact with your patron and asking your patron to gift you with a servant. Or lore wise, maybe it's just a thing that, like, when you make your deal with your patron gives you this servant, possibly not entirely of your own, like, um not entirely at your desires. Possibly it's something that's going to be spying on you, but we'll see. Basically here, I think for now I'm going to go with this rough guide of feet, hooves, talons, hands, and tail. So Beo, Igre, and Amba as our 3 categories. And then I don't need to, we don't need to worry about all of the ways that those things get fit into that. We can just sort of like leave that for the future. We can draw up a list of animals as examples in order to like figure that out. There's also an issue of, we have insects. Insects are possible as familiars. Probably they could go here, Bale, right? Yeah, that's right, Nemo. You had an infamiliar. So I'm assuming you were like you were the classic infernal warlock. You know, made a deal with a fiend of some kind, and they sent an imp just to watch you, right? So I think this is what we're going to do. So, and then we're gonna let's just check the spell text really quick. And it says, so it takes an animal form you choose, and then it is a celestial, fey, or fiend, your choice. So now the DMG is the base game, the base spell is assuming that you choose, right? I kind of prefer. I have a different philosophy from Dale. Dale's idea is that the familiar is an extension of yourself, and she makes a bunch of alternate rules about that, right? I still think it is an extraplanar creature that you summon and bind. So, but one thing that she mentions that I like is, like, make it so it's not entirely the player's choice. So I'm thinking maybe the player can choose the creature type, but not exactly which animal. And then the dungeon master can do whatever their own consideration is for the animal. So let's pull up. I'm going to pull up my dictionary. Okay, I have the Draconic dictionary. Let's actually go into what the structure of the ritual itself is going to be. So we have stages of the ritual. I'm broadly thinking that we are going to get like 3 stages that I'm going to call, we're going to have the invocation, the summoning and the binding. So, invocation. So, in this stage, okay. So, let me just do it in bullet points, and then I can fancy it up into prose later. So, the mage is casting their mind out to the dream. Involves communing with the planes and getting the right mindset, right? This is like sort of your setup phase. So like you've lit your incense, you have set up your summoning circle, and you are sitting there sort of meditating. And you cast your mind out into the plains looking for a familiar. And this takes a while. This is a place where I think sort of like a chant or a mantra will work. So let's see what we can come up with really just on the fly here. I'm thinking about probably a reference to the dream. So like Insraf if ba fada. Let's see. Do I have something for like throw or cast? Throw? No, you don't have a word for throw. Send. Fadabe. So it would be fadabe. Ga. Gum. Gumme. Gummabe. So okay, so let's count the syllables. Insraf if ba fada be gamma be. So that's like 10 syllables. Can I insraf if ba fada be gamma be. So how can we get to well, Aaron, you just go take care of yourself. Anybody that needs to leave, that's fine. You can come back. You can always watch later. So that would be like I send my thoughts to the dream. That's 10 syllables. Can I get it down? I don't feel like I can get it down. Can I get it up to 16? So if I think good at the Guta da fada be instraf if ba ga gamma be. I'm writing a ritual. So this would be like, yeah. I send my thoughts to the dream. I don't like that so much. So here, what fefe a if. Fefe a if ta insraf if ba fa da be gamma be. Fefe a if ta insraf if ba fa da be gamma be. This should be a lax a. Gamma be. Oh, no, fadafa. Fadafa. No, thought is not that. It's fadafa. And then fe fadafa. Right. Fe fe a if ta insraf if ba fe fadafa gamma be. Insraf if ba fe fadafa gamma be. Right. Fe fe a if ta insraf if ba fe fada fa gamma be. That's 16. Perfect. Okay. So this would mean I send my mind to the dream of the world. Right? Fe if ta insraf if ba fe fadafa gamma be. So we probably need at least a couplet. Now we can kind of cheat. We can copy paste here and fefe if ta insraf if agu ba eke I think speak to. Speak. This intransitive. Ta eke ba gutupu. This idea here. So fefe a if ta insraf if ta eke ba gu. Right. Fefe a if ta insraf if, ta eke I pa gutupu. Right. I speak to the beings of the dream. Thing is, that's not parallel exactly. Let's see. Call. Shubo. Shubo. Eke u. Gushu. Shubube. Fefe a if. Ta instraf if. Ta eke u. Gushu. Fefe a if. Ta insraf. Fefe a if. Ta insraf if. Ta eke u. Gushu bu be. Okay. I call beings of the dream. So I changed that because this is actually a true transitive verb that makes these syllables with parallel couplets, structurally parallel couplets. So fefe if ta insraf if ba fefa da fa gamma be. Fefe a if ta insraf if ta eke u gushibube. Yeah. What's that mean, Tuna? So what do people think? Should I have more to this like invocation, or should it just be like the one couplet? Should I try to do a second couplet or something, right? Let's think. Fefe a if da insraf if ba fefa da fa gamma be. Fefe fa if da insraf if da eke u gushibebe. I actually like the rhythm of it. It's doing very well. I think we can possibly Oh, that's great. So ikipe nie loma ki nileti imai nie Arian loma. That's cute. That's cool. I think we'll leave it at that for now. And then leave this at this for now. Now, we're going to go and do the summoning. And here's where things are going to get interesting. So the question is, okay, let me, Ria, just don't grab it. My daughter just grabbed my phone without asking anything. So, the summoning part. I think this is where we're going to choose our creature type and our animal form. Possibly the binding is also where the animal form comes from. We'll see. So, yeah. So you start off, you light your incense, and for like 5 or 10 minutes, you're chanting here. ba fifada fa gamabe, fife a ifta insraf ifta eki ugushibe. Fife a ifta insraf if ba fifada fa gamabe, fife a ifta insraf ifta eki ugushibe. Right? Okay, let me I need to okay. Whoa! I didn't mean to ban you, no. Oh gosh. Does anyone know how to unban somebody? I need to I wanted to ban this person. Okay, I need to let me see. Sorry, Tuna. That was I made a mistake there. Let me see if I can fix that. Hold on. That's so weird. Okay. Tuna, are you back? I don't know how to fix that. Guys, do you know how to unban a user? In I was trying so I have a combined chat and I was trying to ban a spam bot. Okay, I made you a monitor for a minute because that's the only way I could figure out to unban you. So apparently it worked. I think I should have removed the mod powers. I need somebody to I need somebody to actually be a mod on my thing because I cannot. I need like people on YouTube and Twitch. But anyway, I will see if I can remove you from the mod team while not having you in the channel. Okay, so anyway. I need to let's move on to the summoning, and I think the first thing we're going to do is choose our creature type. And I think we don't need to worry about this yet. I think what we're going to do is instead we're going to we're going to call out to the plane because like planar connections is a big theme in my Ndăkaga stuff, and like specifically talking about the dream of the world and the different planes and all that, right? Now, so for our summoning portion, we are going to talk about, do we want to just have the caster call out to these three planes, these three regions, right? Or we want them to select one and call specifically to the Instrafkit feif. Instrafafeif. I think we call out to everywhere. And then the DM and the player can be sort of working out which one we're going to do, right? So I'm let's see. We'll just do insraf kit ekeu. Gri tag. Insraf kit ekeu gritag. Insraf fa ekeu gritag. Insraf no. Apgef if da ekeu. Apgef da ekeu gritag. That's 10. So apge ekeu gritag. So that could be an alternate name for Fae, right? This is slightly breaking the parallelism, but I think that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, so it's so this is I'm writing a ritual for the spell Find Familiar. So listen beings above the dream. Beings above the dream is basically celestials. Listen, beings below the dream, aka fiends. Listen, exchanging beings. And that's Fae, the exchanges of names, right? Yeah. Yeah, Nemo, not just is it a ritual spell, but it is it has a 1 hour cast time, even if you're not doing a ritual. So that's why I'm doing this elaborate thing. Well, that's like this whole channel is creating languages for Dungeons and Dragons, for the spell casting stuff, right? So that's what I'm doing. And then so here we have possibly a need to call. So servant. Servant, minion, follower. That's great. Okay. So, ikifu. And then send. Gram. Mid. Gudabag. Gram. De. Ikifu gudabag. Ikifu gudabag. Gramide. Gramide. Right? Ikifu gudabag. Gramide. That's 9. But I can do a trick here. Here. Ikefugu ba gramete. Ikefugu ba gramete. That's 8. Great. And then I want a word for companion. So is there a company? What is a together? Yeah, so go with what's so nyade. Nyade means beside, with, yeah. Well, I'm sure that's important to know for somebody. Nyade. I need a word for companion, and I think I will coin one now. I don't know why that wasn't in that didn't get generated in there. So kind of searching through my derivational suffixes here. I think something that's like travel with. Travel? I don't have travel. Go. Is the nku nku nku. So if let's see, if I coin a word, Jenku. This is Did you actually sleep, or were you too compelled? So, je means together, and then nku means to go. You have to use nyade with it. Right? It's Obsidian. It's just a personal wiki app. And then take the active participle of that, which would be... Okay, actually, so this actually needs to be a hard E. And so this is Jenku. And I need to actually... Let me make the pronunciation here. So... And of Jenku. It's really good. Companion. So Jenku gu ba gramide. Should I do a different verb? Ikefu gu ba gramide. Jenku gu ba gramide. Okay, so this like send me a servant. Send me a companion. So here we go. Insrafit eke ugritak. Insrafa eke ugritak. Apge eke ugritak. Ike fuguba gramite. Jenku Guba grumide. Mm-hmm. I feel like I need one line. And I think let's do a couple of lines here just to get an interesting. Oh, that's great, Aaron. I will go check your channel and check that out. Is it linguistics or conlanguage related? Okay, so I think pe trying to think here. How do I want to close this out? Oh, insrafkit eke ugritag. Insrafa eke ugritag. Apge eke ugritag. Ike för guba grömide. Jenku guba grömide. Insrafin. Ba. Okay. No. Self. I want self. Öpü. What's ichid? Okay. Öpü. Öpü. Ba. And then Jehu. Je. Jehu. Öpü ba good. que je refus. It's transitive. Refus. Up ba que je refus. Up ba que je refus. Up ba que je refus. That's 8. I bind. But that's not right. No. I'm going to save that. That's going to be part. Guda. Ba. Okay. Insrafta pepe gu ba. No. I think to hold. Hold. Yes. Gu fu chi ik. I will hold a spirit of the dream. And that leads in. That's good. Okay, so insraf kit eke u gritak. Insraf it eke u insraf kit eke u gritak. Insrafa eke u gritak. Apuge u eke u gritak. Ikefu guba gremite. Jenku u guba gremite. Insraf dampebe gufu buji ik. Okay. Insrafta mpebe gufu buji ik. It's 10 syllables, but at the end it's okay, I think. Insrafta mpebe gufu buji ik. I will hold a spirit of the dream. This is originally I was thinking maybe I would be a little bit more like deferential and polite in this, but like as soon as I started writing incantations, the whole like draconic mode of like I'm gonna say exactly what's gonna happen. This is the very forceful nature of how I do these things just kind of came through. So we have this. This is I'm not like politely asking. for these beings to give me a servant. I'm saying, you listen to me, you will send me a servant, and I will hold a spirit of the dream. Okay. And now here is the binding. So, upu ba gujehute. So I bind you to myself. Tesp. What's the okay, a couple things I need to actually look up. I think actually I need to things are a little disorganized here. Ndăkaga slides, and I go look at the and we need to look at ba takes the accusative, yeah, tesp ba, and then I need to hey, come on. View my navigator. Go to pronouns. Yes, it's tesp. Ba. What was I saying? Tesp ba. Being polite is for Celestial. I think that actually Celestial will have a lot of politeness. Sylvan incantations probably will have a layer of politeness, but also be like more metaphorical in general, right? Okay. Tesp ba. I think so. Here is the place where we're going to choose the animal form. So tisp. So I'm going to say gu figratube. So I think, do we have a word for like beast? Egra. Ah, yes. Egraba. So egraba gufegratube. So I don't need gufegrat fegrate. Egraba gufegrate. I think in this let me look up fegrat and see how it actually works. Fegrat. So shape sculpt. Why did I give it that? No. Okay, I'm gonna quickly off camera, I'm going to take a look at other ways that I've used figrat. Oh, okay. Okay, so actually it can be intransitive. But it can also, so the object is the thing that is being sculpted. Ingabe gufegratube. So why did I... Gufegrate. Gufegrate. Yeah, that works. Pibike insrafidbe. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, ekrapa gufegratbete. Okay, so let's see. We can change form. Oh, that's right. I can use this. Oh. Egra. Ta. Aum. Egra ta aumpa. Gu fe ra te. Egra ta aumpa. Gu fe ra te. No. I let's find give. Yeah. Be. Ikibe. Ite. Egra ta aumpe. Gigite. Okay. Trying to say, I give you the body of the beast. Egrata aumpe. Pa. Aum. Egrata aumpa. Grifegra. I keep coming up with 10 syllables, and I need to... Egrape. Egrape. Gufe. Egrape. Gufe. Grate. Egrape. Egrapa. Tesp. Egrabatesp. Gufe. Grate. There we go. I shape you into a beast. And here is where we throw in our beu. So we have beu and egre and amba. Beu da egre. Beu da egra. And then B. Te G A. Beu da egra. Te G. Beu da egra. Te G eng. Egre da egra. Te G eng. Egre da egra. Te G eng. So that's the thing. That's 9 syllables. So let me take a look at instructions. So it's if impa urban. Okay. Yeah, so let's change that. Let's change Bell Tesp Bell. No. Okay. Yeah, Bell. Urban. Tesp ba be urban. Be If. Yes, that's good. So this is actually, I'm throwing in questions here. Egre. And then amba. Flower Heart, I don't think I've ever had that situation. Thank you for joining the Twitch stream. I'm just here doing conlagging. I don't know what Twitch category to put that in, but that's what I did the reading and writing. But yeah, I do sometimes get weird associations. Like I will be playing a game at the same time I'm listening to something, and then when I hear it again, I think about what I was doing in the game. That's a thing that happens. Books, I mean, I'm not really doing other things while I'm reading, so it's not the same associations. So here we go. So it's, will you have the hoof? So hoof, by default, this means hoof. I'm just going to translate it as hoof, but it actually means any foot that cannot grasp. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay. Will you have the talon? And again, talon also means grasping hands, right? And then, or will you have the tail? And so here's the thing. By having this definite articles are not used much in Ndăkaga. But by doing this, it's almost like it's the hoof. It's almost like if you did the hoof, the talon, the tail, and then making it this is the category. If you have the hoof, that is, you are a creature that is characterized by having like non-grasping feet. If you have the talon, you are characterized by grasping hands. If you have the tail, you are categorized as having no limbs at all, right? My gosh, what are we gonna do with an octopus? Is an octopus a creature of the tail or a creature of the talon? Think about that. Or even a creature of the hoof. I think we could make an argument for all three of those. I'll leave that up to people to do that. Okay. So I think I need to choose. Aumbe. Kidube. Aumbe kidube. What is a word for now? Let's see. Now. Ikapfa. Aumbe ikapfa kidu. Aumbe ikapfa kidube. So that's 10. That's 9. But I'm kind of, this is like the end of a thing. Okay. Choose your body. And then finally, I think this is the last thing. Upu ba. Upu ba. Je. Hufute. And then, do I have a word for it, like part? This is the one issue that I have. Piece. No, I don't think I have a word for just a part of something. No. I think, okay, here's, yeah, to separate, to choose. I think I am going, here's, so Ida, Idid, you would think that this means choice, right? But it actually comes from this meaning of separate. And because it's coming from to choose and then the thing, but it's actually from this to separate and then the thing, and that is part, piece, and so it is Guda, Gudisp. It's Gudisp, right? No, Guda. Let's check it. Da takes the nominative, so Guda da idid te ke cha. Guda da idid te ke cha. You are part of me. Now, the cha means a change of state. All right. I think we're good, at least on incantations. Now we can, there's a lot of stuff we can add to this. We can add some like dice tables to say, okay, which of these planes actually answers you, which form does the animal take, and then the like the DM can sort that out. But right now, here's what we have. And this is our first draft of this incantation. We have the invocation. You light your incense. You have drawn your summoning circle. You light your incense, and you sort of go into a meditative state, and you chant Fefe aif da insurafif ba fefa fadad. Wait a minute. Fefe aif da insurafif ba fefa fadafa gamabe. Fefe aif da insurafif da eke u gushube. Fefe aif da insurafif ba fefa dafa gamabe. Fefe aif da insurafif da eke u gushube. And then once you are like thoroughly, like mentally, like cast out into the dream, then you move on to summoning a creature. You say, Insrafkit eke ugritag, Insrafa eke ugritag, Apge eke ugritag, Ike fuguba gramide, Jenki guba gramide, Insrafta mpebe gufu buji iki. And as you say that, somebody answers somewhere in among the planes, and then they pull in, they send over some small weak spirit that comes into your circle, and at this point it's formless. It's just a like a disembodied spirit from whichever plane sent it, right? And then you go, Egraba tes gufigrate. Tes ba babeo if aban. Tes ba egre if aban. Tes ba amba if aban. And then at this point, so that's I shape you into a beast, and then will you have the hoof? Will you have the talon? Will you have the tail? And there it starts to take form, and into the form of an animal, and you say, "Aumbe ikafba kidube." At which point, like when you say this thing. Aumbe ikapfa kidube. Then it should actually have taken form. It is an animal. And then at this point, you do the final binding. Opu pa gu chehufute. Gudu da idid tekecha. And at that point, the circle stops glowing. The incense blows itself out, and you have a little animal that is not actually an animal. It's some kind of planar being that is bound to you, bound to your magic and your soul, and that is now your familiar. But this whole process takes like an hour, right? And we can throw in some extra things, like things you need to do, like as you are saying these things, maybe you have some material components that you have arranged. Maybe you chant these things several times, right? Until maybe this is one stage where you're chanting this until you feel that someone is answering, and then you move on to the ikefu ga guba gramide, jenku guba gramide, and then it's and then insrafta mpebe gufibeji ik, and that's where. And then we have this, and maybe this is also something that's chanted for a little bit. Let me see. I think yes. So these parts are actually. I'm gonna make a little notation that this part is a chant. Well, these parts. This part is a chant. So indented means this is like a chant that you say several times, and you just keep doing it until someone is answering you, and then you move on to this. Right? This is and the invocation is also a chant. You say it. You keep saying it to focus your mind until you feel connected to the planes. Then you're chanting here until someone answers you, and then you feel that something is connected to your mind, and you say ikefu guba gramide jenku guba gramide insraftem pebe gufubeji ik, and at that point they send you somebody, and then you have egraba tes gufigrate, and then you chant this part, right? Tes ba beo if aban, tes ba egre if aban, tes ba amba if aban, tes ba beo if aban, tes ba egre if aban, tes ba amba if aban, and then finally, as it's taking form, you say aumbe ikaf kapfa kidube, and then finally, this is like the last stage of it. Upu ba gu jehufute, guda da idid tekecha. And so you at that point you have bound a spirit from the planes to yourself. It has become an extension of you, but it is something from outside of you. And I think that is at least the incantations done. And the next part would be I just need to like write up some explanatory text and fancy it up a little bit. And maybe I will put this up, maybe Patreon first, or maybe just out. But I think that is it for our Find Familiar special. So anybody who's still watching, it is time for me to go. However, next week, hopefully next week, I'll be here. Next week, we're going to be returning, and we're going to go switch over back to Sylvan. And for Sylvan, the next step in Sylvan is to go from Middle Fae to the four dialects of time of day, the dawn, day, dusk, and night dialects. And so we're going to be starting with some sound changes there, and I hope to see you all there. We're moving on to the next stage. We'll have our 4 dialects first, Sylvan, and then that will be working out like all of the things that I worked out for Middle Fae with the noun classes and the verbs and all of that. We have to see how that evolves in each of the dialects. This season's going to be longer than Draconic was, and then we're going to and that's going to take a while, and then we're going to work on coinization. So look forward to that. Thank you all for watching, and happy conlanging. I'll be working on this out.